My name is Miss Vicki and I work at the Charles County Humane Society. Today I'm going to talk to you about what to do if you ever come across a litter of little baby kittens. But first, I want to tell you about the Humane Society where I work. We have lots and lots and lots of animals here. We have all the animals that can live in your house, but they need you to take care of them to survive. Anyone know what that's called? Our pets. Yes, our pets. So we have pets. So animals that can live in your house are your pets. Now, yeah, you could have a cow or a goat as a pet, but we don't want them living in our house, right? So we have pets that can live in your house. So let's see, what could that be? Dogs, cats, hamsters, gerbils, rabbits. Now those are rabbits that you're going to find in a pet store, not the rabbits that you find in your backyard. We have guinea pigs, we have snakes, and again, just like the rabbit, those are going to be snakes that you find in a pet store, not your backyard. We have chinchillas. Do you know what that is? If not, go Google it. We have ferrets. Sometimes we get in hedgehogs and exotic birds. Again, birds you find in a pet store, not wild birds. So if you're ever looking for that kind of animal, you could come to the Humane Society, but right now you got to make an appointment. Have your mom make an appointment and we can help you out and meet you and introduce you to all kinds of animals. All right, well today I'm going to talk to you about what to do if you ever found a little litter of kittens around your backyard or around your neighborhood. First thing though, we want to make sure we're not a kitten napper. What is a kitten napper? That means we want to leave them alone. We don't want to just grab them, okay? First of all, you should all know you never want to touch an animal that you don't know, especially one that's in the wild. But a kitten napper, as cute as they could be, we have to remember that mom might be right back. All right, I'm going to tell you a story about what to do if you ever were to come across an abandoned litter of kittens. So put your imagination cap on and your listening ears. You ready? Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a little boy and a little girl, and they were in their backyard playing, when all of a sudden they hear, meow, meow, meow. And the little girl says, "Do you hear that? It sounds like a baby crying." The little boy's like, "I don't hear it," but she heard it again. Meow, meow, meow. And he heard it too. And they slowly walked over to the edge of their yard and saw underneath the bushes 3 little kittens. They put the bush back and they knew not to touch an animal that you don't know, especially a wild one. So they went inside and they told Mom, Mom, you gotta come out, you gotta see. There's kittens out here and they don't have a mom with them. So Mom knew exactly what to do. So she slowly walks out, they're all very quiet, and they show her the 3 little kittens. So Mom looked. They looked pretty healthy, just from what Mom could tell. But she knew we don't want to touch them. We want to leave them alone. But I'm going to get this tissue out that I have in my pocket, and I'm going to put it right on them. So my tissue's not going to hurt them at all, and we're going to put them back and leave them alone. We're going to wait 3 hours because Mama Cat, she could be out looking for food. She has to eat herself. She has to find her own water. So she has to go hunt and get a little break too. So we'll wait 3 hours. If Mama comes back, she's gonna see that tissue is not from nature. That has a human scent on it. and somebody's been messing with my kittens, and they're gonna be gone. But if Mama doesn't come back in 3 hours, Mom knows we're gonna have to help those little guys. So, in the meantime, we're going to Walmart. You going with me? Okay, we're gonna go to Walmart. We need to get some KMR, some kitten milk for these little guys, just in case Mama doesn't come back. And I need to get them some little bottles so they can drink it. Okay, so we got our kitten milk. We got our bottles. We're just gonna get any little box that we have left over. Thank goodness that our sister sold Girl Scout cookies. We can use her box and a nice clean towel, and we're gonna make a little nest for them. So if Mama's not back, we can put them right in there. So we still gotta wait 3 hours. Okay, it's been 3 hours. Let's see. What happened? Where are they? Oh my goodness, they're still there, and the tissue's still there. So you know what that means? Mom's not coming back. Gee, wonder what could have happened to Mom. She could have been hit by a car. She could have fell into a trap. She could have been tired and said, I don't want to do this anymore, and just abandoned them. But either way, we need to help them out. So Mom, my mom, our mom, put them in our little box one at a time. And as she's picking them up, she can feel they're very warm. They don't feel very cold. So they look like they're very warm, and they look pretty healthy. And she's just gonna take one of them up and do a little pinch test. Oh, and it popped right back down. Aren't they lucky? That means they have plenty of water in them. But, oh my goodness, they're starting to wake up. So we gotta feed them. Luckily, on the back of this can, it tells us exactly how to make it. So we're gonna warm that up, and we can feed them. Oops, hold on. We're gonna feed them one at a time. Oh my gosh, look, they are drinking so fast. They're so hungry. I'm gonna see if they'll walk around a little bit. Their eyes are barely open. Their ears are still kind of shut. So I can tell they're so young, but they're scooting around a little. And the other one, go. Oh my goodness, they're so hungry. And we'll let him walk around a little bit too. And look, a little black one. He's hungry too. Oh my goodness, my bottle is almost gone. Mama must have left him for a while. But they look pretty healthy. They're nice and warm. They've got fluids in them now. So we'll let them walk around a little bit. I'm gonna put them right back in there so they can stay nice and warm and dry. And now I can take my box and my little kittens to the Humane Society. We can drop them off, and they can find a good foster family that might want to take care of them, or that can take care of them in case we don't want to do it ourselves. But since we already have our KMR, our kitten milk replacement, and our nursing bottles, and we're home anyway, then maybe we want to consider doing this ourselves. All right, what do you think? You think you might want to do that someday? So let me ask you a question. Do you think that the little boy and the little girl and his mom obeyed the 3 W's that we tried to teach at the Humane Society? They are wait, water, warm. So we at the Humane Society always like to tell people to wait. Don't just bring us kittens, because Mom could come back. Did they wait? I think they did. Remember, they waited 3 hours. They even took a trip to Walmart. They waited 3 hours. And in this case, Mama didn't come back, but sometimes she does. And if she does, that's what we like to hear where I work. because that means that mama is taking good care of her babies. And as good as we try to be moms to them, we can never be a good mom, like a real mom to these babies. We can't give them her real good milk. We have to give her pretend milk. And we can't nurture them like she can. So we have to wait. W number 1. W number 2, warmth. Were they warm? They were warm. It was nice outside. And remember Mom, when she picked them up, she could tell they felt nice and warm. So we want to make sure that they are warm. If they're cold, if Mom found out that they were cold, she may have had to bring them to the Humane Society right away, because that would have meant they were hypothermic. That's a big word. Hypothermic. 4 syllables. Can you say it with me? Hypothermic. And that means when your body is so cold that sometimes you just can't ever get warm again, and it can be fatal for our little friends. But they were nice and warm. And our last W, water. Now Mom did check them, and remember, she pinched their skin, and you can do the same thing. And if it pops right back, we know that we're good and we're hydrated. But if it doesn't pop back, then we need to get water in our little friends right away. But they were good, and they had been fed recently, but she still fed them. So Mom did a great job. She knew exactly what to do. She did the 3 W's: weight, warmth, and water. Good job, Mom. So now I have a special treat for you. I have real bottle babies, and these bottle babies did come from the wild. We call those feral cats, and that's a cat that doesn't have anybody to take care of them. And they grow up in the wild with no mom, no warm house to go into, no fresh food, no water. And a lot of times they're not very nice. But at the Humane Society during cat season, when we get most of our kittens in the spring and the summer, most of those come from feral moms, and they turn out to be some of the most loving kittens that you could ever imagine, because they learn to grow up with people, and they learn to love people, and we become their moms. So I'm going to introduce you to Tigger and Rue, and I heated up some KMR. Now, because they're only 10 days old, I'm going to feed them from a smaller syringe instead of a bottle, okay? And I always I'm just going to pull the milk up in my syringe, and I always need to check it, okay? I'm going to check it right on my wrist to make sure it's not too hot and not too cold, and it's perfect. I can't feel it at all. If I could feel it, I would know that it was either too hot or too cold. Now I'm sitting in the Indian position, and that's the perfect position to be in to feed these little guys. So let's get them out. You ready? Who's coming first? Oh, here comes Tigger. Here comes Tigger. Whoop, nope, Roe's gonna... Roe came first. Okay, we'll feed him first. Let's see how he does. I'm gonna put her back in there so she's nice and safe. And I can already tell. First, let me show you his cute little face. So he's a little black kitty, and he's only 10 days old. His eyes are open, but I don't know if you can see, those ears aren't even open yet. But look at this big little belly. He's a chubby little guy. Okay, let's see. So I've already checked it. I got KMR here, and I got him in a position like he would drink from his mom. Come on, buddy. And there he goes. He's a good eater. There he goes. Now he's reaching. And can you see that little black stopper there? It should be coming down. And we can kind of tell. There's little bubbles going up. I can see them. So I can tell that he's drinking. Good job. I can see him swallow, and I can actually feel him too. There he goes. I don't think you can hear it, but I can also hear. All right, good job, little Roe. Little Roe. So I'm gonna have, because they're so young, I'm gonna have to feed them every 3 to 4 hours. Oh, are you done? Oh, he's getting frustrated. Look at that arm go. Oh yeah. I think it's the stopper. Hold on, buddy. Yep, it gets stuck. Let me draw some more up because that gets stuck. Wait, this is why bottles sometimes are much better. Put that on there. Okay, bud, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Oh, yep, it was the stopper. There he goes again. Oh, you finished? No, he's not finished. Still drinking. Can you see him swallowing? So I'm going to have to feed him every 3 to 4 hours just to make sure he gets enough milk to sustain him. Since Mama's not around, she would come around every couple hours too. And she would feed him. And my goal is to get him to be just close to 2 pounds. Because once he's 2 pounds, that doesn't sound like much, but it's going to take him probably another month and a half just to get to be 2 pounds. Once he's 2 pounds, he'll come back to the Humane Society. He's going to have a little surgery. He's going to get the rest of his shots. He's going to get a microchip. Do you know what a microchip is? It's a little chip about the size of a grain of rice, and it's going to be inserted between their shoulder blades. And that way, if he ever gets lost and he gets found, we can scan him and a number will pop up. And then we can just go online and type in that number and see who his last registered owner is. Look at him. He's about got this whole thing finished. Can you hear him now? And then once he gets his surgery and his microchip and the rest of his shots, he will be put out for adoption and go on our website, and hopefully he'll find a really quick forever home that will keep him the rest of his life. All right, little Poe. See, okay, hold on. Look. Okay, let go. All right, let's get rid of that little milk mustache. Oh, and I hear purrs. So we're gonna let him walk around a little bit. Now, boys and girls, he is only about 12 or 14 days old, so he's just 2 weeks old. His eyes are open, his ears are still shut. Oops, he doesn't have much balance. And this is it. He can't run yet, he can't climb yet, he can't really even walk yet. This is all that he is able to do at his age. But look at him, he's pretty strong. Oh my goodness, look at how strong he is. He's pushing up on his legs. I just said you couldn't climb, and now you're gonna climb me. He's purring. He's got a good sense of smell now, and I think he knows my smell, and he's coming right to me. So while he's moving, I want to introduce you to Tigger. Come here, Tigger. We call Tigger a tiger. He's got a little tiger stripes. Let's see that belly. Oh, look at all those tiger stripes. Do you see them? So this is what we call a little tiger. Not that he's going to grow up to be a big tiger. We just call him a tiger because your great-great-great-great-grandfather was a tiger, wasn't he? All right, so let's see. Let's get some more milk and see if he will eat some. Okay. Now, uh-oh. Ro, you just fell over. You just going to help yourself to that bowl? Come here, buddy. Yes. Okay. Are we ready? Let's see if he'll eat some. So again, I have him up like he would be with his mama. He's drinking a lot too. I can see the bubbles going up. Can you hear this one? He's really gobbling it up too. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're good and hungry. Oh, good. This is good to see. He didn't eat too good earlier today, so I'm glad he's eating good now. But he's turning away and licking, so I think he's already done. Are you done? You want some more? Oh, no, we're going to have a little more. Good. Now his ears look to be more open than his brother's ears. But I'm going to show you when he's done exactly what I'm talking about, because you can see it much better on him. And now on my can of KMR, it tells me exactly how to mix up the formula. It tells me exactly how much they should be eating every day. But if you wanna foster these kittens yourself, if you were to find some in your own yard, or become a foster parent, then we could walk you through all of those steps. But this is the hardest part right here, is just feeding them and make sure that they get enough food to last them and to sustain them throughout the day. Good job, little Tigger. You're doing great. You're doing great. Little Ro is just trucking away. Let me get some more. I'm gonna keep offering them food until they push me away, because I find that the more they eat and the fatter they are, the healthier they are. Yes. Okay. Let's get this back on you, baby. All right. Come on, Tigger. Do you need any more? Do you want some more? You're doing so good. Oh yeah. Look who's climbing. Look who's climbing at 10 or 12 days old. See, he's a good eater, so he's got the strength already. Now he's waving his little paws. He's looking for something to put them on, because he's used to kneading around his mom's belly to help make that milk come out. I think this syringe is about had it. Okay, I think we're going to be done, Sweet Pea. Okay, we're all done. All done. So we got to get rid of that milk mustache. All right, Ro, where'd you go? Look, you climbed all the way up here and down in there in a nice, warm little spot. They're brothers. Do they look alike? But they're brothers, all right. They came from the same mama. Okay, so after this, they are going to be so tired. They're going to go back to bed. I have a nice little nest like we made in the box. We have a nice little nest in their carrier. And they actually stay in here all day, except for when they come out to eat and go potty, because they sleep almost all day long. Bye, guys. Sweet dreams. So boys and girls, if your teacher printed the how old this kitten is flyer out, why don't you take it out and read along with me. What's on here are pictures of kittens all the way from newborn all the way up to 8 weeks old. And underneath it tells you exactly how they should be progressing every week. For example, the first week that the kitten is born, their eyes are closed, their ears are closed. That means they can't see, they can't hear, they can't walk. They don't have a very good sense of smell, so they rely on each other to keep warm. Like these little guys. And look, Look at how fast they multiply. Oh my word. Isn't it good that you can get a very cheap spay and neuter at the Humane Society? Anyway, but they're keeping each other warm and mom is helping them. By 2 weeks, their eyes are open, but their ears are still shut. And they're starting to get around, just like we saw Tigger and Roo. They're starting to move around. They were 2 weeks. By 3 weeks, it's a whole new ball game. The eyes are really open. Their sense of smell is really good. They are starting to stand up and walk. And by 4 weeks, the whole new transformation happens. Their eyes turn that beautiful bright blue that we see in all the calendars. They're walking. They're usually not needing mom, not needing a bottle anymore. They're eating on their own because when we see those blue eyes, that also means they have teeth. So at 4 weeks, they can eat. Their ears are open. They can see really well. They're walking, they're climbing, they're even starting to run. And then they're gonna grow up really fast. So by 6 weeks and 7 weeks, those pretty blue eyes are gonna start to change again. And they're gonna turn to whatever color their forever eye color is gonna be. So, take a look at your chart that you should have in front of you. And I'm gonna show you a couple pictures, and you tell me how old you think these kittens are, okay? Now this one, his eyes are still kind of gray, but they're open, so we know he's not 1 week old. His ears are just starting to come up, but they sure don't look like cat ears to me. He's just sitting there, but he has his head up. Wonder how old he is. What do you think? It says at the bottom, eyes just opened. Notice the bluish film on the eye. This cat is about 2 weeks old. Is that what you said? You were right. Very good. Now let's look at this one. His eyes are still kind of grayish blue. Ears don't look like cat ears to me. He doesn't have his head held up high, but his eyes are open. Now Kitten's eyes will open around 10 days. So this little guy is about 2 weeks old, going into 3 weeks also, because his eyes are good and open. Isn't he cute? We call him a little orange tiger because we can kind of see the little tiger stripes coming through already. All right, let me show you another one. Look at this gorgeous guy. But look at those bright blue eyes. Do you remember what I said about the bright blue eyes? When we see bright blue eyes, we know they're getting their teeth in. When they get their teeth in, then we don't have to feed them from a bottle anymore. They can start eating food. And this happens at, do you remember? 4 weeks. Very good. 4 weeks. That's the transformation week. All right, I got one more for you. Now look at him. Now those are some cat ears. He's got his ears. He's sitting up straight. Very pretty cat. And those eyes aren't quite as piercing blue. They're starting to turn into the color that they're going to be forever. So we know he's older than 4 weeks. He's probably about 6 weeks. All right, good job on that, guys. You guys, thanks so much for having me. Remember the 3 W's if you ever come across little kittens. Make sure you get an adult to help you with that. And let's just try to keep them all healthy and safe. And if you ever want to become a foster parent yourself, we need the whole family to agree to it and the whole family to get involved. But if you ever decide that that's something that you'd like to do, let us know here at the Humane Society. We have lots of programs where you and your family can be foster families too. Thanks for having me.